Ron Paul.
GIF. There's a GIF of Ron Paul where it's like it's happening.
I don't remember. I don't know if I've seen that. Oh, you see, like, he's the politician, the senator from Kentucky, Ron Paul? Oh, okay. I don't know him. Hey, everybody, welcome to the pre-show. We're just hanging out. It's a shit show. It is a shit show. It was the last Wednesday of the month. There was not a lot of news. Everyone's holding on to their wads until New York Comic Con. Big news in the comic industry. Well, not even in the industry. Outside of G.O.D.S, which is one thing we're going to talk about over at Marvel. Jesus, Marvel inundated us with shit there. But not having actual sales numbers anymore, because Diamond in there, that's been like a big deal, that people have been getting on about. We're not gonna. I don't give a shit. It's nice to have them. We actually used to talk about them a little bit here and there.
I posted it in the chat. I posted it in our private chat.
I don't have a private chat here.
It's the one we use on Messenger.
Oh, on Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not on Facebook right now.
Oh,
I'm just on StreamYard. Anyway, so yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. I think we'll talk about Ahsoka in segment 1. We'll just keep it at segment 1. There's no reason to have its own thing. It's not even really a comic book thing. It's bad enough we do all these Marvel shows and stuff, which are okay, but. And then we'll review comic books. It was a weird week for new comics because there were like really good books. Like I had trouble figuring out exactly what I wanted to pick. And I had no idea what Dave's going to pick. I don't even have covers for him for his picks. What up, Jeff? Awesome, dude. Glad you're here.
Howdy.
Hope you had a good weekend and a happy Labor Day.
Labor Day. I have to work Labor Day, but I get time. I get paid holiday pay. So I get like 8 hours of holiday pay on top of my regular pay.
Oh, that's nice. You get to just take that whenever. Yeah. Oh, Jeff talking about Devil's Cut. Man, I can't talk about it. I couldn't find one, buddy.
What? You could not find one?
I couldn't find one.
What?
Couldn't find a Devil's Cut.
There was several at the shop.
I don't make it to the shop every week anymore. Yeah. So too bad, so sad. I still have the cover for that one. Hey, Jonathan in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
You might as well just hold on to that then.
Yeah, I hope you have.
That is going to get mentioned.
Too. I hope you have an awesome week too, or a weekend, Jonathan. You're awesome. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into. We're still waiting on Taylor. Andy's not going to be here. He is still hanging out in the group. He said he's moving, but I'm just kidding. Moving's weird. It's easy to post to Facebook, but it's impossible. Then, oh man, Jeff, man, that's so nice of you, dude. Nah, I think I'm going to find one eventually. But that is so nice. Thank you so much.
Like I said, we can
send me one.
We can see if the shop still has one and just put it in your box.
Yeah, we'll see. I just don't make it out there, and they didn't do digital. Usually, I just grab that shit digital.
Which is funny because these are the guys that
that are like really pushing. Yes, that is weird. That's weird. Man, why didn't that one thing I actually upload? Huh.
That one thing.
Let me
that
try
thing
again.
I sent you.
Let me try again. Oh no.
Did you get that thing I sent you?
I don't think that's the one I actually wanted. Yeah, we'll play it anyway. Cool. Oh man, he's in Chattanooga. Nah, I'm not in Nashville anymore, man. I'm 2 hours east of Nashville, so.
I thought you were west of Nashville.
Oh yes, I'm west of Nashville. That's right. Derp. I was thinking Chattanooga is east, but
Chattanooga is east.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Come here, you idiot.
I know, I'm a dumbass. Let's do the show.
Don't you know your geography if you hold
I was just waiting for Taylor to say it. He's been here 10 seconds already. I'm going to ask him myself.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots!
Oh, I love that.
But you're the biggest incompetent idiot here.
I know.
I mean, he's got like, Firefly there. Firefly's like operative. I love Firefly.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite Cobra operative.
Welcome back. Another episode of this Geek, Comics Outward Geekers, Comic Book Shit Talk Show.
Shit talk show.
Gomer Taylor, A.K. David. I mean, we'll do Ahsoka in the first segment. Any One Piece? Anybody? Nobody?
No, I didn't do One
Anybody?
Piece.
No.
Me
Well,
neither. Me neither.
I like
Me
One
neither.
Piece, but I will say I don't even like the anime for One Piece. So I'm not sure if I want to try out the live action.
My kid is a diehard. You know, he loves it a lot. He's not a diehard anything. He's always just like, yeah, it's cool. It's it's good. You should watch it. It's good. You know, he's laid back about it. But he loved it. He said, "Nah, dude, the Netflix
when
show
it comes
is
to
great."
When it comes to manga, I am a filthy casual. I usually just read and enjoy.
Yeah.
I usually just read and enjoy the super popular things like Naruto, and One Piece is definitely on that list. That being said, though, I think the manga is a lot better than the anime, and I have to imagine that the anime is better than this. That being said, I have heard good things.
Yeah.
I have heard that as far as like anime adaptations go, this is maybe the best one ever.
Exactly.
And that might be damning it with faint praise because that is such a low bar to clear.
Yeah, sure.
But you know,
but yeah, I didn't
it's still praise.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. It breaks my rule about anime series, so I haven't watched it.
Oh, there he goes. He got a private rule that restricts him. He's his own cop, his own conscience. His
What's your rule, Dave?
On his own shoulder.
The Cowboy Bebop rule.
Is that
elaborate?
Yes, thank you.
26 episodes.
Oh, okay. It's too many episodes for you. Well, yeah, One Piece definitely breaks that.
Oh yeah, One Piece is like chapter 1100 something now.
Yeah,
approaching 1200.
That's why I haven't gotten into like Naruto and all that.
So what else? You guys
there are children alive today whose
right.
parents were not born yet when One Piece started.
That's amazing, dude. That's
yeah.
amazing. Anybody do anything cool though? Worth mentioning?
I thought about going to see Equalizer 3, but I decided not to.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. I wouldn't expect you. Well, I guess it's a movie. You know,
it's
not
just
like,
an action
I'm a
movie.
Equalizer fan. No, Denzel
I'm not an diehard Equalizer fan, but the first two Equalizer movies were just fine, if kind of forgettable action movies. Yeah. And, that's fine. Well, it's fine for a movie to be bad.
Remember he did that movie Man on Fire, where he's like chasing after her. He's like a bodyguard and is like the little girl he's supposed to take care of gets kidnapped, and he like goes on this Taken thing. Yeah, I mean that's all these movies are is Taken.
Denzel Washington movies are kind of, or his action movies are kind of like more forgettable versions of other movies. Like that's kind of just Taken, but not.
I mean, he's got that one movie where he's a cop. That's kind of an action.
His Equalizer movies are kind of John Wick, but not as good.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like he's like a retired like super assassin. Only he works for he's like a government spook instead of being like a hitman like John Wick is. You know?
Right. But isn't he like in Training Day, which is like an action movie?
Like a million years ago.
That's like kind of one that breaks the rules a little bit.
That's fair. That is kind of its own thing.
Jonathan in the chat said he liked the Samurai 10 adapt live action movie. Man, I don't think I've even ever heard of that. I am not the manga guy. I'm sorry, or the anime guy. I'm just terrible at it. But I don't know if you guys heard about Peppergate. Let me what I did cool this week. I bought 4 pepper plants. They were supposed to be jalapenos and bells. I just like to stuff my peppers. And I got 2 pepper plants that I don't know what the hell they are. But this is like a nationwide thing. And I was like, well, I'm going to try this pepper. And I thought I was going to die. I just took a tiniest little bite out of it. And I thought I was going to die.
Did they send you some, did you get something that had like more Scovilles than advertised? Or what?
Yes. But it's not even advertised. It's a completely different pepper, and I couldn't identify which pepper it was. I think it's a ghost pepper. I think if I'd have let it hang out on the plant for a little longer, it would have gotten more color. But I ate it green, just the tiniest bite, and I thought I was going to die. I don't even like hot peppers.
Familiar, my folks, they got some pepper plants for their garden a few months back, and they were supposed to be bell peppers, and they didn't end up being bell peppers, or they were very odd bell peppers.
Yeah, dude.
I will say that can be
Peppergate, man.
I don't think that could be like seriously harmful to anyone, but it's definitely an unpleasant surprise.
Well, if you have plans, if you're growing a big market garden and you're planning on getting, a bunch of bell peppers, and you end up getting some other ones, you got to change your plans. It's still a pain in the ass.
One time I went to Jack in the Box and I ordered some chicken tenders. They didn't give me chicken tenders. They gave me deep fried jalapeno peppers, and that was a unpleasant surprise on that first
I love
bite.
those. I actually love those.
It's fine, but I was expecting chicken, and I'm biting into a pepper.
In the chat, Boss Bird, thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. Man on Fire came out before Taken.
Oh, well.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Denzel
right about that.
doing his thing. Wait, man. Liam Neeson owns his entire fucking career. That
That
guy.
being said, I do think that the Taken movies are probably better than Man on Fire.
I love Man on Fire though, dude.
I don't dislike Man on Fire. I just
Man
think
on
Taken is like a
Fire-
better version of it.
It's
Man on Fire came out 4 years before Taken.
Oh wow!
And
so
you know what? The
planned it.
fucking GO.S bot came out before the Transformers.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right,
and
you're
Hydrox
right.
is the
was the
original
first
Wario.
one. Jeff on last note on the peppers. Jeff in the chat said they will cross pollinate. Yes, and I have had that happen, but not like this, brother. It's nuts. I mean, this is a completely different pepper. It's crazy. Anyway, Ahsoka, I guess, episode 3, very action packed. I mean, I had Star Trek vibes with her fighting on the wing of the ship. That's brand new. I've never seen anything like that.
What fucking Star Trek are you basing that off of?
Dude, remember when they went in
First Contact?
Yeah, First Contact. They're fighting the Borg on the side of the ship with electric boots and shit.
Because the Borg are building like some.
And they do it in the new Abrams Star Trek too. They be fighting on the doing space.
Man, I don't acknowledge this Abrams shit.
I'm just saying. I mean, but it was wild. It was wild.
Fighting in spacesuits is actually something that's been established in like Rebels and in Clone Wars.
I will say though,
that's rad, dude.
If I saw Ahsoka sitting on the wing of the plane, I just keep shooting at the part she wasn't on. You know, if you blow up the ship, you're still gonna kill her.
Yeah, and she's shooting them back. She's, like
she can
baseball bat.
She can deflect them if you shoot at her, but if you shoot at the other parts of the ship, you're still
lasers.
fucking them
a little bit more powerful than a handheld blaster.
Right, but she's still
Who
nailing
cares?
them,
Just
right?
shoot the rest of the ship, blow up the ship. Who cares if she's not standing specifically where you're shooting?
Yeah,
in fact, that's a
really
feature, not a bug.
Yeah, she actually. I mean, maybe she used the Force to egg them on. Like, oh, there she is.
Maybe I don't know. That being said, that's a pretty trifling complaint. I did like the training montage. Not a montage, but the training sequence at the beginning.
It was very throwback to Obi-Wan and Luke.
Yeah, they even got the helmet with the blast shield down.
I mean, it was so freaking cool, dude. I love this. I like everything about it. It's fantastic, and it's not fantastic because it's like overly great. I just like visiting the Star Wars universe, and the Star Wars universe is just really cool. Really fun, dude.
I like the nod we got to the live action Jason.
Yes, that little kid, right? Yeah,
Kanan's,
his eyes. I heard
Kanan's
something whining about his eyes or something, and I'm like, oh, come on, guys. I don't know. But anyway, it's fantastic. And I think the only thing I will say a little bit negative, man, this was a short episode. It did not have a lot of meat on the bone. It had 2 main scenes and then a little bit of filler. But
but
I was hoping for a little bit more, for each episode.
The action was fun. The space combat, was we often don't get that in Star Wars, at least not as much as you think we would, like dogfights out in space. But it did move the plot forward. We're not wallowing, which is kind of nice to see on one of these shows.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's Ahsoka. I am a middle of the road Rebels and Clone Wars fan. I haven't seen them all. I've seen the important ones, and I've read up on the important ones that I need to know to understand this.
So this is kind of interesting. I haven't seen any of it.
Taylor's not seen any of it.
We kind of have David's the super fan. You're the casual watcher, and I haven't seen any of it. So it's kind of interesting, I think, getting how much enjoyment you get out of it based off of your familiarity with Rebels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I am still enjoying it, even though I am the least familiar with Rebels here.
Yeah. But Dave, are you fanboying out when you're seeing different shit from Rebels and from Clone Wars? You're like, whoa, yes.
It's not fanboying out, but it is.
Well, I mean, to an extent, you know what I mean. You're not gushing.
It is that moment in Avengers where you go, I get that reference.
Exactly. That's what you're getting. That's nice. That feels inclusive. And David Filoni, if anything, that's his mantra when it comes to Star Wars. Everybody is a fan. He wants everybody to be a fan.
This is not in Rebels, but this is after Rebels, the cartoon series called Resistance. That senator
did not last very long.
Yeah, that didn't last very long. But that senator that Hera kind of chides for sitting out.
Senator
of the
Shithead. Yeah.
Senator Shithead. His son actually joins. It's in that show, and it's at his encouragement.
Nice.
So to make up,
a whole lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah, there's Easter eggs.
Yeah, that's fun.
Sprinkled through all out this.
Yeah,
and it's just really cool. if you kind of are a fan of Heir to the Empire, there are some threads in there, but they're not. No, it's not a 1-to-1 analog for it.
Well, all that Thrawn shit is going to come with it, right?
Pretty much.
That's heir to the Empire's Thrawn.
Well,
right.
It's like
so
Morgan,
all that's going to
Morgan
come along with
Elsbeth
this.
and Balin Skull are like Jorah Seaboth combined.
Yeah. So what did you? Let's get a little bit deeper. What did y'all think about like the tech? Right, like I understand where they get that hyper ring from. Right, the Jedi used it in their ships. I thought that was a really fun design back in the day. Oh, they just grab the little booster and then do their thing. But they're building like a huge one, an intergalactic one. I mean, is that like too much?
No,
I don't think so at all. In fact, I think that was one of my favorite features of the show. I like this idea that like there's like mystery to the universe. There's like the Jedi and the Sith, even they don't know everything. Like it's kind of got like that Lord of the Rings thing, right? Where like there's all these powerful artifacts that are left for people to sift through from some long dead civilization. And I think that it's cool to have like that sort of shit lying around, and it's going to move the plot forward, so it's fucking whatever. And Star Wars has always been a show where like
they build
the Force or the tech or whatever it is we're talking about just does whatever you fucking need it to do.
Exactly. And they build big stuff in Star Wars.
Star Wars has a history of building moon-sized battle stations.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like
planet killing. Star.
If you want something realistic, you're better off watching Star Trek. Star Wars is not where you go to get like technical stuff.
It's fantasy.
Yeah, it's just whatever
technology.
Yeah, whatever outrageous, impractical bullshit you're looking for. That's what you go to Star Wars for.
Yeah, 100%. So good so far. 3 episodes in. I think it's Dave. 8 episodes. 9. It's not that many.
It's not that many. I'll double check. But
double check. Let's do news. Let's do the news. Everybody is holding back their big wads for the upcoming conventions next month. There's a couple of big ones, and then of course New York Comic-Con. But we'll start here because it's Labor Day, and I'll lean into a comics angle by the end of it. As we know, SAG-AFTRA, the writers and the actors are all on strike. Okay, shutting down Hollywood. It's a big deal, and that's what Labor Day is supposed to be all about. Us, using our right to come together and work for the betterment of the
world unite.
Yeah, exactly. So, Fran Drescher, who's awesome, the nanny, is the guild president, has voted for the gaming industry actors to voice actors and motion capture actors to authorize a strike, to do the vote. So, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, who's the chief negotiator for the union, said the voice and performance capture artists who bring video game characters to life deserve a contract that reflects the value they bring to a multi-billion-dollar gaming industry. And it's impossible to not agree with him. These folks make everything that we love, and they should be loved back. And there's a bunch of people making money.
We've heard some horror stories here recently
about
voice actors in video games. I forget her particular name, but she was the voice of Bayonetta, and she was basically offered like a very low
paycheck
to reprise the role in the latest Bayonetta, and she's like, no.
Yeah, and what the bad part is, they're just gonna find somebody else to do it and just move on, and it sucks that job isn't protected. You know what I mean? In that way. So,
who would have thought that Fran Drescher would be the one leading the fight against the AI?
I know. I mean, the nanny. She did take care of the house. She cleaning the house, motherfucker. Anyway, when will the comic industry? Let me just get this in the comics. When will the comics industry finally catch up to the rest of these creators? Okay. If you want to say that the writers, especially, but also the actors, are the ones who are and the directors already have a good contract, right? But if we're saying that they are the ones, the creators, the people who are involved on the ground to do all this creative shit, either whether it's any art or acting, writing, whatever. If they're the ones who are making all of this money for these, corporations and these media companies, why can't we go back further and say, well, you know what? Yeah, they are writing a Marvel movie, but they're not actually creating it from step zero. You know what I'm saying? They have other things there that are influencing their story. In a lot of cases, the stories are fucking done for them already, in most cases. And it's ridiculous that, we still have writers and artists. We just talked about IDW changing a bunch of plans, where if they had a union, they would be protected a little bit more from those things happening. So there's a time now where it can help, creators, and a time where creators needed to be helped are still around and can get help. I mean, Jerry Conway had to go to fucking Kickstarter or GoFundMe or something. He was in a coma. Peter David is still in the damn hospital, dude. You know what I'm saying? From his stroke. I mean, it's ridiculous that we can't get this same sort of love that they're showing in Hollywood right now for a medium that, I'm sorry, is basically carrying the industry. Basically carrying the industry. Barbie, Oppenheimer aside, come on. If you look outside of this year, it's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Continue, gentlemen. Y'all know how I get. But yes, happy Labor Day to everyone. Happy Labor Day. No more thoughts. I think I said it all.
Yeah.
I don't really have much to add
hard
to
to
that.
follow up on that.
I know. Sorry. It was an impassioned plea. Let's move on. Valiant. Okay. Last week.
These guys are still around?
I know, right?
Barely.
Yeah. So last week we reported that all the books had been canceled. They were removed. They weren't removed. They were temporarily taken off so that they could be reestablished under the Alien Books line. That's right. We did have that news as well that DMG, that is the parent company of Valiant, is going to basically license out the Valiant characters in comics to Alien Books. They're going to publish a very Valiantines Day special. Dr. Mirage, Faith, Archer, Bloodshot, and Ninjak are going to be in that. They are going to continue to put out EXO and the Ninjak book that was scheduled to come out under the previous controllers of the license. You'll notice it says Alien Books there, which is cool. They are going to do a Valiant's book. I do not have a cover for the Valiant's book, but this is when it gets a little hairy. A while back, DMG under Valiant did a Kickstarter for an Eternal Warrior graphic novel. It was fully funded, but it turns out, even though they had agreements on Kickstarter, the donors for the Kickstarter are not going to get a paper copy of the book.
Wow.
Instead,
what are they getting? Like a fucking NFT or some shit?
Like a PDF, or yeah.
Okay.
A lot of them already have the PDF, but I'm unsure of that. But they're going to do paperback versions of this, this original graphic novel, and sell it, in the stores the traditional way. So I've also,
I wouldn't have supported a Kickstarter like that if there was no option for a physical copy. That's like when I look at comic book Kickstarters, if there's an option for a physical copy, I usually go for that. So
you want the physical copy.
I want the physical copy.
Yeah, so I don't know how this is going to impact DMG, because they're on the hook for it, not Alien Books. They're on the hook for it. So they're also going to be doing some collected older stuff. But overall, I'm sorry, this is really great news. I like the Valiant.
I'm glad that Valiant's going to survive in some way. We were saying last week that this almost certainly meant that they're going to get relicensed to somebody else. But I am surprised that it's Alien Books, who I'd never really heard of.
We talked about a book that they did. Howard Chaykin did it, but that's their most noteworthy piece. I haven't heard of anything else that they've done.
Yeah.
Of course, I looked them up, but this helps put, this is a twofer. This helps put Alien Books on the map.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how this is mutually beneficial for Valiant and for Alien here.
Yeah, and they probably don't have a lot of control, as much as, say, if Robert Kirkman, wanted to bring the Valiant characters over to Skybound, he'd have a lot more say about what he actually wanted to do, with these characters.
Yeah.
And DMG may still have, other control, but again, man, this has been just kind of a clusterfuck over the course of the past year or so with Valiant. Well, since the pandemic, really, when they just stopped, they were one of the first publishers to say, nope, we're done. Even before Diamond shut down, they said, we're done. And
I wonder how much of that came down to their first crack at a movie, right? The Bloodshot movie. It came out with the worst possible timing, and it fucking cratered.
Yeah,
but
and the thing about the worst timing is, yes, it happened way at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, like the week that they announced the shutdowns, that's when Bloodshot was. That was like its opening weekend, you know.
And that impacted it, sure. But if it would have been just a few months after that, a lot of these movies found a home on streaming and still made money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But by
They
that
may
time,
not have taken the
Bloodshot was
opportunity to put it on a streaming service.
Exactly. They just blew their opportunity, kind of, you know. So, yeah, that's it for Valiant. We'll have more on those when they come out. All right, G.O.D.S. This is not an acronym. All right, there's like a puzzle to this. I don't know what that means. And anyway, man, Marvel has just been pushing the shit out of this G.O.D.S.
Yeah, they're at
this week.
pretty much every issue of a Marvel comic book has a little 2-page teaser for this.
Yeah, now this does not come out until October 4th. But he's going to reinvent the cosmology. What happens when the powers that be meet the natural order of things? Well, this is actually like the names of characters. The powers that be is the entity in charge of everything. Perfectly magical and weird. One of the primal forces behind things unexplained.
Kevin
Feige.
Then,
and then there's the natural order of things. The entity in charge of everything perfectly scientific. The other primal force behind all things unexplained in the universe. So this is like an encyclopedia that they put out as part of the promotion, and we didn't have any other news. So it's Hickman. He's got a good book out this week that I don't think has anything to do with this shit, but it appears that they're alluding to an apocalyptic event. They have it up here, the Babylon event, an apocalyptic event triggered by a disruption from one of the Marvel Universe's major gods, which then leads to a dark period of upheaval, death, and loss of knowledge. So again, it's impossible to know what Hickman is doing here, but I think it is worth noting that they are just pulling out all the stops for this damn book that still don't come out for a month.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely. I feel like this is more of a hyping up of Hickman's return, and at least from my perspective,
he's doing Secret Invasion though right now.
He can be
Ultimate Invasion right now.
He is.
Great.
Well, it is, but like this is like him coming back with like.
His.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. I guess this is more of like where Hickman's coming in and he has like this entirely new IP that it's just supposed to be like this big. It's this. They originally pimped this out as Marvel's version of the Endless. You know,
exactly.
So like
this is from the Sandman.
This is like this big cosmic like pecking order of the universe type of shit, and it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, that's the concept, and the fact that it's Hickman definitely means I'm going to be picking this up. Yeah, but I'm going to have to wait until I read it before I start going down the rabbit hole of like all the fucking like articles. Apparently, I'm going to have to read in order to understand what's going on here.
Okay,
I'm sure this is going to be filled with like little mini essays throughout the book that's going to explain everything. Lots of infographics. Hickman fucking loves infographics.
Yeah. We say this about a lot of writers. Cy Spurrier, I think, is one of them, but Hickman oftentimes teeters to the point where he's about to go up his own ass, and then
he walks that line way better than any other writer I have ever seen. Like
that is his masterful stroke.
If you just give like the bullet points version of a lot of his plots, it sounds like something that's disappeared up its own ass.
Yeah,
but his execution is great. Like I don't know how to really put my finger on it, but he manages to have all these highfalutin, like almost like he's jacking himself off concepts that he's throwing on the page here.
Right.
But it fucking works, and
it's just weird.
He fucking nails it every time, you know?
Yeah. It's really, really weird, but yeah, he just knows his way around a story and can just nail it. But yeah, Jeff, infographics galore. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. That's definitely there were infographics in this book this week, you know. But so yeah, that's all.
Yeah, we had a big old map of the world here.
Yeah, I've got that image. We'll play that, or we'll show that in a little bit. But let's do food real quick.
Yummy.
Sorry that everything else was garbage today. All right, so the Whopper. Burger King is getting sued because Whoppers are too small. All right, this is a picture of a Whopper as advertised by Burger King, BK. Okay, now this is a side-by-side of an actual Whopper and the burger. And There you go. That's the story. That's the story.
Well,
That's the
This
story.
is another one of
It's
those things where it's
interesting
like
that-
Buffalo Wild Wings is being sued because, wings should have bones. No boneless wings.
Those are chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Those are just chicken nuggets.
That I think is dumber than this, because you could make the argument here that this is false advertising. But that being said, it's false advertising that you should damn well know is false.
Yes.
Like no food ever looks as good as the ad picture. You know,
Actually, the food in the ad picture is probably not even food.
Yeah, it's probably
it
like
might not
Play-Doh.
be. Yeah,
That ain't real lettuce.
they touch that shit up with like glue and like plastic patties and shit like that all the time.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, this is wild. I think this is just hilarious. It's about time that someone hold the king to task. That creepy son of a bitch. Anyway, final bit of food news. McDonald's is offering buttered corn only in the Philippines. So it's 93 cents American.
Man, Dave's going to have to really travel in order to go check this one out for us.
He's like, I tried the McDonald's corn. It was shit.
Well, Dave, get on to...
Is there something... Is there like some cultural thing in the Philippines about buttered corn?
No, I didn't see anything like out of the ordinary. That would suggest that people in the Philippines are like more prone to eating corn.
Philippines has got one over on what was the country that had just like the stack of fucking cheese?
Oh, I think that was in the
was that Singapore or Thailand?
Yeah, it might
or
have
something?
been Singapore or something like that. That's what immediately popped into my head. But
yeah, this is definitely better than that in the fact that it's not like a revolting concept in and of itself. That being said, I don't think I trust corn from McDonald's.
I mean, it does. It obviously is not going to come in a glass bowl. I want to see what they're selling it in. If it's just a small.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be like
drink cup. Then I don't want it.
It's probably going to be like one of those little like plastic containers you get like queso in at a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, right.
Probably something like that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, if you want to go to the Philippines and try the McDonald's corn, please let us know. We will send you a postcard. No moment of destruction this week. Even though there was a Transformers preview, I was way ahead of the curve on the Transformers #1 preview.
Apparently, buttered corn is a street food in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Just regular buttered boiled corn. Because I mean, there's like, what is that corn that they sell with all the spices and shit on it?
Elote.
Oh, that's so good, dude.
It is very good. I like
it's
elote.
so good. But I just can't imagine. Little margarine, like going to the movies, butter.
Well, I mean, it's McDonald's. I mean, you're not going there for like well-seasoned, authentic food.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't go to McDonald's. I can't remember the last time I've been.
McDonald's it's fun. It doesn't pretend to be anything more than it is.
It's gross. Anyway, cool. There's your gross food news. Let's do top 3. It was a weird week. That is probably going to get mentioned. Miss Marvel was pretty good, passable. I was surprised.
It was definitely like a first issue of a relaunch. That being said, it did a pretty good job, I think, of just like doing the drive-by recap. It didn't sit you down and be like, "Oh, hey, it's my old team."
Yeah,
there's
100%.
Hulk and Ironheart. They're just like they acknowledge it and they move on, but it gives you all of the greatest hits of like her career up to this point.
Yeah. The Doomsday Special #1 was actually not bad. This is more of like a
is this President Doomsday?
No, it's Hell Devil. He's the devil.
I know, but I liked the mistake I made last week, and so I'm gonna lean into him being President Doomsday.
No, it's basically like a setup for the next few issues of Superman in Action Comics. So it was good. But my actual official honorable mention is Local Man Gold #1. Dan Waters, Eddie Barrows, Abar Ferreira. Not bad at all. Where'd it go? Oh, it had Scrap from Dynamo 5.
Yeah, I saw that.
It had a bunch of characters. Look, there's Battle Pope. It was really cool, dude. It was like a time travel thing.
Especially that X-Men character was a real Rob Liefeld ass looking thing,
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is on purpose.
That's Local Man from that's Local Man's past self.
Yeah, from his past self. Yeah, it was cool, man. Dynamo 5 was a dope book. It was about a superhero who had 5 distinct powers, and he had 5 illegitimate children. And when he dies, his widow goes and collects those kids and turns them into a super team. And it's so good. It's so damn good, man.
With
Jay
Farber and
Jay Farber, Mahmoud Asrar.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one of his earliest books. Yeah, dude. It was so good. Remember we had that joke, Jay Farber just finds fucking the next best artist. I don't know if you see right here under Battle Pope. That's Tony Chu from Chu.
Yep.
And then the chicken Pollo, a local Pollo Loco, whatever. I mean, I just had a lot of fun with that. It was big, dumb, stupid fun.
There's a lot of like throwbacks to a lot of Image comics that aren't around anymore. So.
Yeah. And it had like a credits page in the back where all this shit belongs to these people. Thank you guys for letting me use it. But my number 3 is Blade 2. Brian Hill, Elena Casagrande.
That's my number 2 this week.
Oh my goodness, this is just so good. First of all, I mean, Blade just putting the Mac down. Okay, that's just perfect writing. Blade, this girl who's just talking mad shit, hates his guts, but still getting the love. But then it's Elena Casagrande just doing this amazing work with the sequential art. This is just one panel of him jumping onto a helicopter, kicking ass, and then jumping out the helicopter. I mean, it was so good. I had such a good time with this. It's a brilliant action comic, but Brian Hill knows how to write. He's writing these characters with heart and with soul. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this a lot.
This is definitely something I'm picking up mostly for the art, but yeah, the writing has been pretty fun. I like it. It's definitely taking us to some interesting places. I like the like supernatural gunplay world that we're playing in here. Blade as a character to me has always, one thing that's always kind of put me off from the character is like the temptation is to make him like Captain Badass, it's like, I don't play by your rules. I don't acknowledge your skill, it's like,
and he has that angst to him. He does.
We had a little bit here where he's like, you're not good enough to be my partner. He said to the girl who like saved his life immediately.
Just 2 minutes ago, right? Yeah. Right. But I don't know. There's an edge to Blade that I think you have to get. No, pun intended. And I think Hill gets that. He doesn't overdo it.
It's who the character is. The character is angsty McBadass, but
I also like that he's not playing into all of these typical vampire tropes that Blade. You know what I mean? He's got to fight vampires, and he's past that. He's past that.
Give us a supernatural sampler here. That's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah.
And I like how these guys have nothing to do with him. They're there to kill his girlfriend.
Yeah, they're there to kill his girlfriend, and they're like, oh shit, the booty call she got this evening is going to kick our ass,
Yeah.
I do have to give Blade, take a little bit away from him here. He knows this helicopter just going to crash in the middle of the city. Okay. He's like, well, they'll be all right. I saved my own life.
It's late at night. Anyone who's out at this hour, they deserve it.
They deserve it. That Lord Dido who is in this is a new character, just by the way.
Okay. Well, he was fun. I like his whole kind of like evil Damio type of shit that they got going on.
It's a little stereotypical, but
maybe.
I rode with it. Cool. Taylor, honorable mentions.
Honorable mention for Ms. Marvel, which we already talked about.
Nice.
It was fun to see a character that I haven't gotten to read in a while, kind of get back into the swing of things. It was a good setup for future shit here.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for Wolverine number 36, which is part 3 of the Weapons of Vengeance.
This
shit is brutal.
Brutal. All right. So anyway, this kid needs to eat people basically to survive, and his mom, or not even his mom, his caretaker.
This lady who's become his foster parent,
social worker, basically. Is paying off people at nursing homes to let him eat old people, man. It's crazy.
They make a point of saying that like this woman has Alzheimer's, she's gonna die in a few days anyway. She has no family, but still, my God,
it was brutal.
The kid coming out with the blood and everything, I
liked how the two agents met each other in this. Very well done. Because I've grown to like both of those characters quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this was something we were looking forward to because independently, Ben Percy's Ghost Rider book and his Wolverine book are both really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So this is mostly just remains an honorable mention for me because it's setting up something bigger that's going to happen next time. Like here, we see him transform into Hellverine, which
that's why it's not on my top 3 because I was like, wait, really? This is where you lose me, bro? Okay, you lost me. It's cool, but really,
It's dumb, but it's like
dumb.
awesome dumb.
I know, it's weird. I feel like I'm in the 90s again. It's dumb, but it's awesome dumb.
Like this is like a well executed 90s concept. Yeah, but
yeah, very.
That
very
being said,
well
this mostly is just an honorable mention because it's teeing up the big finale issue, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I love how it's spoiled on the cover, like the cliffhanger spoiled.
Oh yeah, I mean that wasn't a reveal at all. That was literally like on the cover. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but oh well. Oh, Johnny had like nothing to do in this issue, which it was a Wolverine issue, to be fair.
Yeah.
But like Johnny is like basically just Wolverine's Uber in this issue.
Yeah, just burns his head that one time.
That was fun. We saw that in the preview from last week.
Dude, especially after that
you have to
dropping
do it. You have to do the joke.
Where this kid is eating old people, man. What the
fuck?
I was like, Jesus Christ, Ben Percy, what the hell, man?
Like Ben Percy, like he's given an opportunity here to just I don't have to pull any punches.
Exactly.
These are two like very hardcore characters. You knew what you were getting when you picked this up.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. But my number 3 this week is Ultimate Invasion number 3.
Awesome. That is my number 2 this week. So,
okay, so we flipped our 3 and 2 then. Yes. But yeah, so this is one of those classic Hickman stand around and talk and do some world building issues. But it was fun sitting around and talking and doing world building.
It was very eye opening. This is more of a book that feels to me like it's a primer for something bigger. Because
that's exactly right. Yeah, and that's the main thing holding it back here is like there's one issue left of this. There is no way that they are wrapping up everything that they set up in one more issue. Yeah. But yeah. This has been a lot of fun. It's really cool to see Brian Hitch back with a lot of these characters, like doing like the ultimate designs again. It's really cool to let Hickman play around with like the Maker and the city. Oh, and our big reveal at the end with fucking like Reed Richards in a Doom mask.
I've got it.
Fucking love that shit.
Yeah, love that too. So basically what the Maker has done here is he's recreated the 616 as the 616
sort of. Yeah.
In his own vision. And in this, he's got his own basically, it's his own Illuminati.
Yes.
That is in control of everything. So what he does is he puts on a play for the world to keep them calm, Matrix type shit, kind of.
Yeah, he's running an experiment on like a global scale of some sort. Yeah, he's got all these like parameters to keep everyone in line and in control and everything. And it's very interesting. It's very Hickman, right?
It is.
Like Hickman has wrote many a book about like, global powers, like puppeteering the world and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then we also get like the epilogue shit where we get like Iron Man Kang. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, we get this weird Kang version, which I love. I think the main thing I like about this is it's Hickman, and you know where he's going. Usually, we have no fucking clue where Hickman is going. Now we know he's rebuilding the Ultimate Universe. He's basically telling us, no, this is what the new Ultimate Universe is. It's going to be a bunch of heroes, including Tony Stark. Right now, only Tony Stark, really, who is going to recreate the world or fix the world, because he knows about this now because of what his old man told him. This map is my favorite because undiscovered territory is the one in black there in the middle of Africa, only one dot. I love that they're setting up Black Panther. For sure, there's going to be Ultimate Black Panther.
That is that's how you do a little Easter egg in an infographic perfectly, because like, like in the heart of Africa where the one place this guy's influence does not reach,
Yeah. And there's already been solicited, the new Ultimate book. So we know it's going to be Thor and Cap and we already.
So, this is another example of them just teeing up more to come, but it is.
Yes.
It's a masterclass in doing that.
It is perfect. Yes. Jeff in the chat. The art is fantastic in Ultimate Invasion, dude. It is Hitch. This is what Hitch is best known for, in my opinion, is the Ultimate stuff.
Yeah, this was his
calling card. Really,
this was really what put him on the map originally.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dave. Honorable mentions.
Number
3. I have no idea what he's going to pick. I can't wait.
First honorable mention is Black Hammer: The End.
It was solid.
We are seeing basically the gang get back together. Colonel Weird and apparently Colonel Weirds from other parallel realities are joining together.
It's crazy. He's going to be crazy. Colonel Normal soon.
Yeah, but it's just they
Because
are.
it is. Lemire kind of wrote it where every time they came together, he was like more aware almost.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
But they are. But somebody is trying to bring back the anti-god who is responsible for sending the heroes to the farm.
Yo.
But they and the if they as long as they stay on the farm, the anti-god can't come back. Apparently,
It's wild, dude.
And somebody's trying to bring the anti-god back.
So they're gonna steal somebody.
That security feature, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got a Black Hammer that's running around killing other Black Hammers, like he's like Jet Li's the one.
Right.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's really fun, especially if you've read everything else in the Black Hammer.
Oh yeah, this is like a culmination of Black Hammer universe.
Yeah, for sure.
You already mentioned it. Local Man Gold.
Yeah, it was
another honorable mention of mine.
So I mean, I'll just look at this. I my jaw dropped when I saw this. I mean, there's what's her name from Hack Slash down at the bottom. I mean, dude, this is just insane. This is
like this obscure image history here.
Yeah,
in this one panel. I mean, this is like the closest thing we gotten to like a crossover book. I
mean, it's basically Crisis on Infinite Image.
Yes.
Go ahead. Next book.
My last honorable mention is going to be The Hunger and the Dusk.
Yeah, this was actually really cool, dude. I actually grabbed a couple of shots from this. It did not make anything, but these scenes right here, these action scenes were fucking incredible.
This is a flashback to when our orc girl's parents met.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very good. Yeah. Very well done. And again, this is G. Willow Wilson, so you know it's going to be written well, and the art is off the chart. Fantastic. Yeah, it's great, dude.
I like where it's going. It didn't kind of, it gave us a flashback, but it also like continued the story. They got to the boat, and then they got attacked by the vampire people. So
in a very busy fantasy market, it's really cool that this book is doing as well as it is. It's a really busy market for fantasy books.
My number 3 book this week is Conan #2.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard for me to grab shots of this book because it's basically just like an old school Conan book. It reads like old school Conan.
It very much does read like a very old school Conan book. Jim Zub is doing a fantastic job writing this book. There's just a lot, like in this particular issue, a lot of like Conan lore gets touched on, like very quickly. I didn't
think that was all that necessary, but it did add. It was well written. It didn't take away from anything.
It didn't. Yeah, it gave us more than it did more than I was expecting it to, and I'm really liking how this story is progressing so far.
Yeah, great call out. That's on Titan Comics, which is weird. Everybody's had that damn license over the years. So, all right, it's going to be a really quick turnaround, Dave. My number 2. We're still on number 2.
Yep, we're going to kick it back to you immediately.
Oh, Eli in the house. Thank you, Eli, from the chat. He said Conan was a lot of fun. Check him out over at the Comic Book Bullies. They'll be doing a show later tonight. We'll talk more about them in a little bit. But yes, my number 2 was Ultimate Invasion. Hickman and Hitch, very good. Your number 2 was Blade.
Number 2.
Number 2, which is just, I mean, I don't even want to show that. I want to show this fucking helicopter scene, which was so good. It was like an action movie. It's so good. So that leads us all the way back around.
Like Blade going through the helicopter.
Like Blade going through the helicopter. Number 2.
My number 2 was Plot Holes number 1.
Man, I did not get a chance to find this. I couldn't find this either, dude.
But these are all fictional characters who go in and try to fix books, and apparently it's kind of like the best way I can describe it. The stories they're going into are unpublished stories in what seems like a digital format.
Oh, okay, weird.
They go in and try to fix these stories. One of the members of the team dies because of some alien technology. He had electric powers, and it overloaded him. And now our guys here is called the Ink Slayer, and he's the new recruit. And apparently there are these worms that are now able to jump from book to book.
Oh, and now weird! Like actual bookworms. Holy
I was wondering if they actually called them bookworms.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect.
It's like some really crazy name with a K.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
are they
this
like
is Sean
Dune
Gordon
worms
Murphy.
or whatever? But yeah.
Yeah. Now this is Sean Gordon Murphy, renowned artist, really good writer. And what the premise of this, if I understand it right, there are characters from stories who go to get together, fictional characters get together and go to other stories to act. What are they actually going to do? Fix
They
the
are
book?
trying. They're
Fix the
trying to
book?
fix. They're trying to address like plot holes in the book, trying to fix the book.
Now, are
the
these
book,
like original fictional characters? This is like
Yeah.
all public domain shit,
these are
League of
right now.
Extraordinary
These are
Gentlemen.
all original characters. They are
Okay.
characters that are in unpublished books. And the
Oh.
goal of this team is to go into the book to fix the plot
So there's
well
more
enough
books.
so that the book can be published.
Oh,
All these
wild.
characters are in
Oh,
It sounds so meta. It sounds
This is a league of like A-team editors, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like the League of Extraordinary Editors, man. You know, I mean, it sounds so weird. It sounds so weird. Yeah,
yeah,
it's fun that he's doing this at Massive, though. But again, I couldn't. Man, I would love to get my hands on that. I will definitely try to find more of that.
But there's just a lot going on in
Yeah.
this book. Like you said, it's
Nice.
very meta. It's very meta because
Cool,
they
cool.
know that they're fictional characters. They know that their books have never been published.
Yeah,
And
they're like, I can help this team become famous, and I can become famous.
Well, it's the fact that these
Can they not
characters
help
are from
their own books? Can they only? Is it like they're being selfless and they're only helping others or whatever?
It's like they're like one of the characters. His book was destroyed,
Okay.
so he's like the only
wild.
survivor of his book. And
Oh,
he
dude,
was
that
talking
is so
about
weird. That's so.
I think that's one of
crazy.
those like I'm not gonna worry about how that makes sense type of
You
things.
can't.
But
You can't.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's
So,
so
yeah,
fun, dude.
it's crazy.
Good shout out. I definitely wanted to read that, but all right, that leads us to the number ones. Surprise for me. I'm sorry. Batman, Catwoman, the Gotham War battle line is number one. Teenie Howard, Chip Zdarsky, Mike Hawthorne did the art. All right, try to keep up with me here, y'all. Okay, this is wild. All right, so after Night Terrors, okay, remember? I know you guys remember Night Terrors.
No, I don't
Right.
remember Night Terrors.
I don't remember
any
any of the plot developments of Night Terrors. I
know
didn't
you
read any
remember
of
Night
it.
Terrors.
But
I haven't read a single Night Terror.
Anyway.
No.
Batman was in a coma for 8 weeks, okay? In that time, Catwoman reaches out to the hired thugs of Gotham, right? The ones who usually are the hired help of the themed villains, like Riddler, Joker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
sure,
And-
like the thug
yeah.
union of Gotham City.
She basically does that. She organizes them and trains them to be cat burglars like her. Happy Labor Day, okay? So the effect that this had on Gotham was that crime went down like 70% because the lowest criminals stopped murdering and robbing just regular folks, and they focused on stealing from rich people.
Okay, so she's kind of got them into like a Robin Hood type of situation.
Yeah, she got a
okay.
merry men sort of thing going on. All right, so Batman wakes up and gets wind of this shit. He is not happy. Okay, he is not happy. Why?
She just put him
Why?
out of a job.
My parents were rich, and exactly, just put him out of a job. But there is this fun thing where the whole Bat family is like arguing back and forth, like, "Wow, crime's down 70%. Let's look at the big picture." But some other ones are looking at it like, "No, crime is crime, and you're helping people do crime." She's like, "Yeah, but I'm helping people do crime."
Like she's pointing it in the right
people-
direction. Yeah.
Against people who are also doing crime. That's why they're so rich. And that's really kind of what, caught me about this book.
So this
It's
is
really
this is
socialist,
Gotham.
dude.
This
It's
is
really
Gotham
socialist.
City class warfare.
Yeah, it's Gotham City class warfare, right? So some
So is it
members of-
actually good, or is it just like
No, it was
jacking off your
actually-
eat the rich boner?
It was, I mean, it's hard for me to sort of, distinguish between those, but I do find it a compelling sort of angle to take on a story that is 70 fucking years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Catwoman and Batman never seem like a couple who should be together. And Tom King made that work as best as he could. Now we're looking at these characters who they are boiled down. One, justice. No crime is acceptable. Another one, crime is acceptable as long as it's against the right people. And there's different moral codes there.
Yeah,
that
it sounds
each
like
character
Catwoman's
has.
like being
Yeah.
pragmatic about it. Like you're not
Exactly.
going to stop all of it, and this is making it less heinous.
Yes, and she's even saying, no, I want the Bat family to go and focus on the rest of this crime. that is actually going down. And Batman's just turning his back on that idea completely and saying, no, you're wrong. You're a criminal that I see right now that I need to take down. And it's an opener. It's the first bookend of a big ass story. I mean, it's got a lot of books, but Red Hood immediately goes, it's like, no, I'm on your side, Selena. Let's do it. Let's get this shit done. But where a lot of the other Bat families stand is still unknown. Orphan wasn't really sure. Is it Orphan? Yeah, I think it's Orphan. Wasn't really sure.
Yeah.
Where she was going to end up. But I'm ready to see the take, like Damian. Damian is going to be he's his dad's son. He's like, no, injustice is injustice. We're going to stop it no matter where it is. Fuck everything.
I'd love to see Nightwing's take on this.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm here for. I'm hoping that Teenie Howard and Chip Zdarsky can, yes, support whatever political argument they may have. But I also want them to be able to look at all of these individual characters and be able to communicate to the reader their end of it in character. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be really interesting, dude. And it surprised me. It surprised me how much I like this. I read it twice. It really did. Because again, Taylor, like you said, does it just lean into your? It does. It definitely does. But it's hard to deny the moral question that's been asked. Doing crime has lowered crime in a weird way. How do we feel about it?
That does sound like a very interesting premise.
Yeah,
and
it was cool.
This is one of those books where I didn't give it a second thought. I never considered picking it up. Maybe I should go back and check it out. It does sound interesting.
And there were a lot of expensive books this week. Marvel Age was actually not terrible. It had a lot of creators, but it was an anthology book. But anyway, yeah, my number one, Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Battle Lines. More on that throughout the weeks because, yes, I'm definitely going to be reading all that shit. Taylor, numero uno.
The Incredible Hulk, number 3.
It was such big fun. I don't even need to show the cover.
Yeah.
The art Nick Klein is doing on this book is insane.
Yeah, that was the main thing that rocketed this book up for me. Yeah, I mean, we got Hulk fucking beating down fucking Cthulhu here. What the fuck else do you want?
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's
but
so
yeah,
great.
This is like leaning into a lot of the best aspects of Hulk as a character, because like we have like the psychological angst, we have like the Jekyll and Hyde thing with him and Banner. They touched upon that in every issue, including this one. And we also have the Hulk just fucking wailing on zombies and monsters, and it's awesome.
It's so cool, man. It's just so cool.
Look at the way the sploosh, like with the blood, making the sound effect.
Nick Klein,
that's amazing.
That is masterful art. I mean, and that's why I grabbed these, because I was like, oh my god, I know
Taylor's
gonna shout this book out.
Yeah, when the thing least. When the thing stands up for the first time and like it's like all like big and menacing, I was just like, leave me alone. Yeah. And then he does, and I was like, fine, and then just beats the shit out of him here.
Yeah. Well, that's Hulk's attitude. A lot of this, even with the girl, he's like, oh, fine, I'll save you. He's like the reluctant hero. And I think that's going to play into a lot more of the story as we go forward, because we're supposed to see more monsters. It's supposed to be a whole monster sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, he's like, the premise here is basically like the Hulk is going to get thrown into a monster gauntlet. Like, this was just one of the big bad beasties that's getting woken up by like the eldest and the mother of all monsters. So, yeah, that's a really fun setup. And if it gives us more just Hulk versus like this type of monster or that type of monster, I am here for it, because that's
just to give Nick Klein an opportunity to draw that shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been raving about Nick Klein, and deservedly so. But like, Philip Kennedy Johnson has created a really fun dynamic here. Like the writing is really good.
The religious aspect he's taking as well.
Like that's a cool, like, to make it like an Appalachian like revivalist community. That's a really fun like set dressing for like a horror zombie scene here.
Well, Appalachian horror has always been a thing. It's been a thing for
Appalachian horror is pretty hot right now.
Oh, for sure.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But this book's a whole lot of fun. It's really, I'm having a good time reading a Hulk book again. I'm getting that a lot lately. Where like, this is my first time in a while reading Thor, reading Hulk, or reading Miss Marvel, and it's just, I'm glad to have my favorites back.
Yeah. 100, man. That's awesome. All right, Dave. Big responsibility here. Wrapping it up. I may not have a cover for whatever you got, because I have no clue.
I'm gonna just go out and say The Devil's Cut from Distillery.
Yeah, I didn't get this. I did get the cover.
is.
But I didn't get this book. This is
It's
just sort of like an
it's just
appetizer sampler,
an appetizer.
right?
But if these are the stories or books that are coming out from Distillery, I'm on board.
Nice.
These are fantastic. It is a veritable who's who. You got Tinian, Cartier, Phillips, Andolfo, Azzarello, Snyder, Ram V, Becky Cloonan,
dude,
on writing duties on some of this stuff. I mean, it is this. I mean, yeah, there's like only like 4 or 5 pages to each of these stories, but this book was just chock full of stuff that I'm like, oh wow, if this is the stuff coming from distilleries, I'm on board.
Right? Yeah, dude. I've heard good things. I've heard nothing but good things, but the most I've heard about this book is motherfuckers can't find it. And I don't think that bodes well. I'm not taking anything away from the creative angle to it. We knew this was going to be good. It had the who's of creators on it,
Yeah.
But if people can't find the damn book, especially for a company whose whole angle was we're going to sell some digital shit, and I wanted to buy this fucking book. I wanted to see if the game was working, if I could read it and then resell it. You know what I mean? I wanted to try that. I'm not even really into that whole spec thing. But if they're trying to make it a thing, I'm willing to dip my toe in it for the science experiment that it would be. But yeah, it's kind of bugged me that I couldn't find it digitally when the original release occurred. It should be a simultaneous release, but dude, we knew this was going to be good. I'm really happy you enjoyed it, honestly. I know Taylor's like, damn, Gomer, you didn't even read it and you're going to shit on him for picking it.
I mean, I can't expect any better from you at this point.
But I do want to get my hands on
Gomer.
it.
Tell us about it, Dave. Why'd you like it?
I know. And I do want to. What were some standout stories? Go ahead there. That's the best way to take it.
So the Eliza Cartier story is basically she's like a government operative that's gone after like a South American. I'm from what I can tell, a South American like workers union representative, and she is just killing people left and right. She takes like kebabs and like sticks people with them.
Oh, nice.
It's just like bullseye.
Nice.
And then there was what is this one? There's one, I believe it's called What's Mine is Hearst.
Ooh,
and it's a mortician who can kind of tell how a person lived,
what was that? Yeah, what was that movie with Robin Williams where he would like replay people's lives?
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
That one, fun. The artwork on, I'm trying to think I'm looking it up right now because they sometimes tell you. Stephanie Phillips with Joelle Jones on the artwork of that one.
Joelle, that you had me. Yes, you got me. Again,
there is one with Becky.
Teams here.
There's one where What Blighted Flame Burns in the Heart by Becky Cloonan and Tula Latoy. The artwork on that is fantastic.
Nice. So yeah, he's talking about Devil's Cut #1. It's basically an anthology with a bunch of preview stories for upcoming books from this brand new publisher, Distillery. So that's awesome.
But it kind of recaptured kind of some of that little that feeling I got when I read the very earliest AWA books.
Okay.
So it kind of had that vibe about it.
Yeah, and AWA came out launching. What was the one that was only mail order only? Not AWA, the other one that had the
TKO.
Lemire book inspect. Yeah, TKO.
That was Finch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that book
was cool
Finch.
too.
They're still around. They still put out some stuff. Actually, I got some.
Yeah, they have been few and far between. But
yeah.
All right, we're almost done. We got one last question, Jonathan. When Deadpool 3 coming out, dude? We talked about this earlier.
I don't think they've announced that yet.
Nobody knows. Well, it's still filming, and it's on.
They're filming it now. Right. It's probably, I believe, it has been shut down by the strike. So
it's on hold by the strike.
Yeah. So they haven't finished filming, and it usually takes at least half a year after they're done filming before they even release a trailer.
Or they got to finish effects and things
so
like that.
At this point, I would not expect it to be out until maybe summer or fall next year.
Yeah. Jeff in the chat, he really liked the Devil's Cut. A lot of cool stories. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm really excited to get into that as well. But cool. That's it.
I'm on board.
We're done.
I'm
awesome.
sold.
Awesome. That's all it took, and that's what this was for.
Yeah.
Okay, this was an appetizer platter. What do you like what we're serving you at this restaurant? And
absolutely.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, we're spent, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. Check out the Bullies. Eli was in the chat earlier. Thanks for listening, bro. Go check them out. Leroy and Eli, they do a pop culture show. Man, again, I have no idea what they're going to talk about. I have no idea tonight. But go check them out. They do comic books too, but after, everything else, that's usually when their numbers dwindle, when they get to the comic book section. They're going to be showing on this channel, but also other channels. If you want a list of all of those channels, go to outrightgeeky.com. Got links to everything the Bullies are doing, all the stuff that we're doing, merch, socials, video, all that good shit. Please check us out. We'd really appreciate it. And also share stuff around. Let your pals know. Hang out with your buddies and listen to us talk shit on comic books. Speaking of talking shit on comic books, we're going to do it tomorrow. Come over, hang out. We're going to talk about all the new books coming out this week. It's a plethora of good stuff dropping this week. So, yeah, we'll do that same time tomorrow.
A new month.
Yeah, I know. It's a big one. Jeff, great show, fellas. Thank you. I'm going to catch the Bullies tonight.
Thanks,
awesome,
Jeff.
dude. He's got off tomorrow. Yeah, you got off tomorrow like everybody else. Definitely check out the Bullies. In the chat, say Gomer from over at TGIC sent you, and you will definitely get shouted out.
Well, okay. Just Gomer.
Shit.
All right. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, I mean... Tell them everybody here sent you over there. Damn, sorry, Taylor. Tell them we said hi. Hello. Yeah, definitely.
Not just you're monopolizing the credit.
I was really. It's weird because I chat with them like all.
You become everything you've ever hated.
I know. That's exactly what I was about to say. I've become everything I've ever hated.
You've lived long enough.
It's not about
to become
you.
The villain.
Yeah, it's not about you. Anyway, again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We really appreciate it. Most of all, thanks to these guys. Oh man, I'm not even on the. Thanks to these guys for hanging out with these guys.
Always
Anybody? Always fun.
Indeed.
Oh. We're gonna do it again next time.
I was reading Jeff's comment.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Thank goodness Jeff can think for himself and doesn't follow just your stupid prompts.
They're just as liable to give